everybody, this is Lady Kaylah here, and welcome to the Geekdom. I know my hair is majorly different, but if you want to hear about that, you have to go to my side channel, Kaylah of Gotham, because today I am going to do a book review, not talk about my hair, and it's going to be a collective book review on a series of 5, which is the Chronicles of Vladimir by Heather Brewer. And my friend let me borrow these, so thank you, John. Thanks for letting me borrow them. And I returned the first 2, so I can't really show you the covers for those, but they basically follow this scheme where it's like a black and white picture of Vlad with like a intense colored vampiric smiley face, and so they all follow that kind of a scheme. There are 5 books, I believe, and 1 for each grade that we follow him. I believe that's like the 8th grade to the 12th grade, and they're vampire books geared towards basically the grades that Vladimir goes through. So, you know, kind of teeny, young adult, well, I wouldn't say young adult, so like teenage kind of years. I don't really know what young adult means. I don't know. It's hard for me to like kind of tell what group belongs where, because I mostly like, if your mind's there, then you're there. Like, I was reading A Song of Ice and Fire as like, you know, 12, 13, so it just depends on where you are mentally, but I think children's books or young teen books are enjoyable. It's always nice to read something like that, and this one was actually not badly done. Basically, we follow Vladimir Todd, and he is the only half vampire, half human in existence, and so a lot of the story revolved, well, actually the connecting story that connects all the books together involved like the mysticism around that. Why is he the only half human, half vampire? I'm not doing a spoiler review, so that's why I'm, you know, being very vague on details, and so that's the story that we follow, and it surrounds it, and so on and so forth. And they're not raunchy, they're not tacky. I think they're done actually really well and really solidly. Obviously, the writing style is for a younger audience, about the audience that it's made for, but it's not done in like a cheesy way where it's dumbed down. I didn't feel like I was getting stupider for reading it. Stupider isn't a word, so there I go. Anyways, you know what I mean. I didn't feel like I was reading something that was dumbed down or dulled down. Obviously, it was geared for a younger audience, and it definitely followed the themes all the way through. I think it's very appropriate for the audience that it's geared for, just in case you're thinking about getting it for someone about that age, like young teen or Vladimir Todd age. It does mature as the years go by, but not to the point where, like I said, it's not raunchy or anything like that. It's kind of interesting because she is a woman writing, for the most part, teenage boys, and so I wonder, like, as a girl myself, I'm like, do boys really go through these issues, or do they really think this way? So I don't know. It was just interesting to read. The storyline is very solid. She follows up everything. She answers all the questions that are brought up. Mostly the story kind of follows very, for each book, it starts off very slow and relaxed, and then all the action happens in the very end bit, which I don't really care for, because once the action starts happening, I'm like, I read faster, like I want to know what happens. And so when you save it all for the end, it's kind of like, it gets really intense, and like, so my reading pattern becomes like off, and I don't know, I don't really care for that. I don't really care for all the action being saved up till the very, very end, but that's how it is for each book. And it's not done bad, it's just a style I don't prefer. But I liked all the characters, whether they're believable or not. There's kind of like a mix of both. They were done really solidly, like even like Vladimir's caught in between like kind of like a love triangle at one point, and I actually liked both of the girls that he was in between. I thought they were shown very realistically. One of them was kind of shown to be a little bit mean towards the end, but still, even after that, I didn't necessarily not like her. So I like how it was done to the point where you're not really choosing one over the other. It's not like one's obviously really bad and one's obviously really good. It's kind of like a gray area, which I do enjoy. I really liked that. It was really surprising, some of it too, because I thought it would be really predictable because of the age it was geared to, but I actually found myself surprised with a bit of the twists that were used. Some of them were a little repetitive, but I think it was done really well. So if you are looking for a book to get a younger audience, maybe you have younger people around you who like vampires or want to get into vampires, I highly recommend it. If you're into vampires and you don't mind reading books geared to younger audiences, this is a nice little break away from like super serious books or I don't know, adult too mature books. I don't know, like some people really need a break from maturity. I like, what can I say? So this I would recommend. I definitely would. It's not badly done at all, and it left off on like kind of like a cliffhanger, and so I'm kind of like, oh, I actually want to know, like, is she gonna write like an adult version or maybe like a young adult version for if she continues the cliffhanger it left off of or left off on, but I don't know, we'll see, I guess. So that's my review for these books. Thank you for your time.